Alright, so it's been a minute since I've done a video kind of S2000 related. The main reason is that winter's in full effect here in Calgary, Alberta. Basically for most of us car guys, when the awkward fall period ends, we throw our cars into storage for the winter time. Obviously I don't winter drive the S2000, so I'm actually not driving it at all this year and just keeping it in the underground parkade for storage. So in this video, I'm going to kind of walk you through what you want to do when you winter store your car. I have it running here right now because I'm just circulating the tank with some fuel stabilizer. So I'm just going to walk you through basically 5 things that you're going to want to do to prep your car for winter storage. The first one, basically I already kind of touched on it, fuel. So the main thing that you want to do, kind of go into here, you can see, sorry that's not the greatest, but there you go. You can see that we currently have a full tank of fuel. So I topped this guy off just before I stored it. The main reason you want to do that is to prevent any moisture buildup from any empty space, basically the fuel being allowed to kind of separate and create condensation. So that's one thing. Another thing that you want to do, especially when you're going to be storing your car over for a prolonged period of time, is to put fuel stabilizer into a tank. So that's the main reason why the car is running right now. I just threw that in, just letting it basically run, let it cycle through the fuel system. The reason that you want to do that is that over time the fuel will degrade without it. So this just makes sure that come springtime, when you start your car back up and you pull it out of storage, it's going to be good to go. Second thing that you're going to want to do is your tires. So you don't want to keep your tires kind of at a low pressure or anything like that, because they could flat spot. So what you want to do, kind of the best thing that I've read on the internet so far, is you want to fill your tires up to the maximum manufacturer recommendation and just let it sit. That way, basically, and you just want to kind of check it maybe once every month or so that your tire pressure is actually holding. If it isn't, then you just want to kind of keep it topped up. The main reason that you do this is to prevent tires from flat spotting. Just as it sounds, basically you have your car here stationary, it'll flat spot at the contact point of the ground if it's not either properly inflated or if it's not properly monitored. So that's a key thing that you want to do. Third thing is to wash your car before storage. The main reason that I like to do this is, obviously it's good just to give your car a nice little quick rinse. Right now it's been actually sitting in storage for a bit already, so it is a bit dusty, but overall the car was freshly washed and everything before I put it into storage. That way you just want to get all of the dirt and grime off the car, and you don't want it to sit over the entire winter period. Now with this, you can potentially throw on a car cover and stuff as well too. For me, I don't want to put a cover on this car, particularly in this setting, just because it's in a parkade, there's other people around. So kind of with that layer of dust, as long as you're not agitating or anything, it won't do any damage, but you can see if someone's touched your car or hit your car or anything like that. So that's kind of the main reason why I don't have a car cover on this car particularly. So now, the fourth thing that we want to do to prep your car for winter is your battery. So obviously the car is running right now, so the battery is hooked up and everything like that. But kind of, you have multiple ways of doing this. So you can either remove your battery entirely and hook it up to a battery tender. Alternatively, if you have access to power, in this parkade I actually don't have access to power, so it wouldn't be realistic for me, but you could put a battery tender on the vehicle itself with the battery still installed. Another thing that I've actually found to work, that especially if you're keeping your cars indoors, is just to simply disconnect the battery and leave it at that. Like when you know that like the battery's been fully charged, it's in good health, then you can leave it in the car and it won't be that much of an issue. All right. Now the last and final and fifth tip that you want to do before you prep your car for winter storage is maintenance. So this car kind of towards the end that I was driving it, towards the end of summer, I did a couple track days on it and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that your car is, you know, well maintained before putting it into storage. Whether that means topping off any fluids that are low or replacing your engine oil if it's dirty, just simple things like that. So basically it's one thing less that you have to worry about come springtime, and also when it comes to engine oil, you don't have to worry about dirty engine oil sitting in your engine basically over the entire winter. So those are kind of like my top 5 things that I like to do personally. Obviously, kind of depending on where you get your information from, there might be additional steps, or kind of where you're storing your car as well too. So here I'm in a parkade. It's on obviously a paved area, so I don't have to worry about it potentially sinking to the ground when it comes to, you know, storing it in some barn or outdoors, etc. So there's a lot less things for me to worry about, but depending on your situation, you might have to worry about, you know, the type of ground that your car's sitting on, the environment that it's in, what it's exposed to, so things like that. So obviously, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll try my best to answer them. Yeah, this is kind of just a quick little video on what I do to prep my cars for winter. I will be trying to do a couple quick little install things on the S2000, but for the most part, there won't be too much S2000 activity on the channel over the winter, unless my wife and I decide to buy a house, and that way we'll have a garage space. And I do have a bunch of things that I've been meaning to do to this car in terms of modifications. So if that does happen over the winter time, then expect to see those. But just a little forewarning that S2000 content will be pretty dry until come springtime. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and hopefully this helps in prepping your car for winter in case you haven't done it already.